Welcome to our Horror Stories channel. Get ready to enter a dark and creepy world, where shadows come to life and mysteries lurk around every corner. Here, we will explore terrifying tales, urban legends and paranormal happenings that will make you shiver. The Lost City. Chapter 1: The Legend of the Lost City. Deep in the jungles of Asia, there was a legend about a lost city. It was said that this city was built thousands of years ago by an ancient and powerful civilization, but was abandoned and forgotten by time. Some believed that this city still existed, hidden somewhere in the jungle, and that it was inhabited by dark and mysterious beings. Tara, a young adventurer, had always been fascinated by this legend and decided to embark on an expedition to find the lost city. With her team of experts, she traveled through the dense jungle, battling the dangers of the terrain and the wild creatures that inhabited it. Finally, after weeks of searching, they came to an area of the jungle that seemed denser and darker than any other. There, they discovered a cave hidden behind a waterfall. Inside the cave, they found ancient inscriptions that seemed to point the way to the lost city. Excited by their discovery, they continued to follow the directions and finally arrived at a place where the jungle seemed to have been cut by the hand of man. Before them lay the lost city, with its ancient structures covered in ivy and moss. But as they made their way through the ruins, they began to sense a sinister presence that seemed to be lurking in every shadow. The air was heavy with the smell of decay, and something seemed to whisper in their ears. Soon, they realized that they were not alone in the lost city. As they moved through the lost city, the feeling that something was wrong increased. The buildings were in ruins. The streets were empty and the air was charged with a strange silence. It seemed as if the city had been abandoned long ago, but there was something in the atmosphere that suggested otherwise. Suddenly, one of Tara's team members began to scream. She had encountered a figure that seemed to be made of dark shadows and was advancing towards her. Slowly, the others ran towards her, but when they arrived, the figure had disappeared without a trace. Soon, they began to hear laughter and whispers in the shadows, as if something or someone was stalking them. As they explored the city further, they discovered a large structure that appeared to be the palace of the lost city. Upon entering, they found a dark room with a statue of a monstrous being in the center. Soon, they realized that the statue was not a statue at all, but was a living being petrified by an ancient curse. Suddenly, a noise was heard behind them. Turning around, they saw that after walking for hours, they finally found the entrance to the city. It was a stone gate covered with moss and surrounded by vegetation. As if it had been forgotten by civilization, they wondered how many years it had been there. How many people had walked that path before them. But their curiosity drove them on, and, without a second thought, they pushed the gate and entered the city. Wait for the end of this story in the next video. Thanks for joining us. If you want more videos, please subscribe and like us.